Well, hi to my YouTube subscribers. It's a rainy day here in Patong Beach, so I thought I would take the time to show you a very useful hack. Now, I've mentioned that I'm taking Thai classes, and my teacher writes on the whiteboard in both English and Thai. And my writing in Thai is very slow, so it's actually useful for me to be able to extract what she writes in both languages into a file. So to do that, I use Google's optical character recognition. It's actually very easy to do, and the result is very good. So what I do is I take a picture of what my teacher writes on the whiteboard, and then I upload that from my iPhone to my MacBook Air, and I work on it there at home. So a typical file looks like this. So you can see that my teacher writes on both sides of the whiteboard using a vertical line to separate the text. Now, the optical character recognition works best if there's a single column of text. So what I'm going to do is take a picture of each side of the whiteboard. So I'm going to do a screen capture using Command-Shift-4 on my MacBook. And then I just capture the text on the left side of the board. And then I do the same thing, Command-Shift-4, and I capture the text on the right side of the whiteboard. So when I capture these, they're actually going to be in the desktop. They'll be the two newest files on my desktop. And we're going to use Google Apps in order to do the conversion. So you want to click on this thing that looks like a telephone keypad, which will give you all of the Google apps. So we're going to use Google Drive. Google Drive just allows us to very easily copy files into the Google Cloud. Okay, so I'm going to move these two files into the cloud so I can work on them. So let me move these files over to Google Drive. It'll take a minute to transfer. Okay, so now we see that we've got the two files on Google Drive. So I'm going to do a Control-click on the first one, and I'm going to go to Open With on the menu, and Google Docs. So what happens is Google Docs will now open that file, and when it does it, it converts the text from the photograph into text. So here's the original picture, the photograph. I can delete that. And I'm just going to take the text, and I'm going to do a Command-C to copy that. And then we're going to open a file in Pages, new document. And so here's my new document. Now you see that the document, when it's converted, actually comes out in a bunch of very different styles, colors, fonts. So what I'm going to do here is when I copy, I'm going to do a paste and match style, so everything comes out in the same style. Hi, well, I'm going to interrupt the video briefly to ask you to consider buying my novel, Slaughtering Girl. This is an exciting story that takes place just at the end of the last dynasty in China. It's a story of a girl, actually a very large girl, who has special skills in slaughtering. And the story describes how she used those skills. The story parallels a very turbulent time in Chinese history. The audio version is read beautifully by Kathleen Strecker, and I really recommend that. So check the description of this video for order information, and I hope you'll give it a try. Okay, back to the video. Now we're going to do the same thing for the other photograph. We can get rid of this one. We're back in Google Drive, and this was the file that the second file, the one for the right side of the board. Again, I'm going to do Open With, Google Docs. It'll take a second to do the extraction. Again, I'll get rid of the photograph. I'm going to copy the text. And then in Pages, I'm going to do a paste and match style. And I'm going to make this a little bigger so we can see it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just clean it up. In order to do that, I'm going to compare it to the photographs. So I'll start with the photograph that was the left side of the board. Open that up, make it a little bigger so we can read it. I'm going to compare it to what was actually produced. So if I want to, now the teacher had underlined Unit 22, so we can underline that also. Okay, we've got that conjunction. Now put in a comma instead of an equal sign, so we can fix that. And the school that they learn at, now my teacher underlined that, so we can underline that. Now it wrote that instead of tie, so we'll fix that and make that tie. And it looks like the tie actually was extracted pretty well. So now my teacher had written the word chow over rent, and I'm just going to put that in parentheses next to rent instead. So we'll copy this. So basically I just go through and I clean it up, and this actually looks like it did a pretty good job. And then I just go through, I'll get the other photograph and do something similar with that. So the word combined, well, my teacher underlined the word combined. And so you can see that it's just a question of going through and cleaning it up. But for me, this is much, much faster than trying to actually copy the tie, to keyboard the tie. That would be very time consuming. So then I just save this file when I'm done. So that's it. So I think this hack is useful for a real variety of things. Of course, you can capture written text in the same way, 2 languages. But I think certainly if you're a student, this is a great hack for copying material from the whiteboard, and particularly if some of the material is written in a language that would be very slow for you to write in. So I encourage you to give this a try. It could really save you a lot of time. Certainly saves me a lot of time. Okay, see you next time.